Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jean Bobish here, and I am your Fun Stampers Journey Coach. I am coming to you live from my craft room, and I want to welcome you all today on this lovely Monday afternoon. Well, could be morning where you are. Today is October 2nd, I believe. And today I want to thank all of my new subscribers and welcome you all to my channel. I am so excited that you have decided to subscribe, and I really do appreciate it. And I hope that you will share my channel with all your friends. I see my hair is a mess as usual. I want you to be able to join me and learn and find out all about the fun products and designs that I have to share with you. Today we're going to be doing something a little Halloween-y, and for that, we're going to be making this card here. So I hope you like it. It uses just 2 stamp sets and a couple dies. And so in order to make this card, we're going to need some different colors of paper, some Tangerine Fusion, some Lamp Black. Well, thank you, Carol. I'm glad to be back. I feel a little rusty and out of sorts, but I'm sure it'll come back to me once I get on a roll here. Some Summer Days, some whipped cream, some citrus cooler, and a little piece of limeade splash. That is all we need for our card, except for this adorable paper. Hi, Joan. Thank you so much. This paper is from our Fall Fest prints, which is a 12 by 12 paper pack and comes loaded with 24 double-sided sheets. There's 6 designs, so you get 4 of each. So awesome. I'm gonna move it out of the way. The other thing we're going to be using today is our Color Burst pencils. Now these are just regular colored pencils from Fun Stampers Journey. Hi Marilyn, thank you. It's glad to see you guys on here. So let's get started. Again, for those of you who just joined, this is the card we're going to be making today. Cute little Halloween card. And this little mummy guy is so cute. He is from our Mummified AT. These size stamps are called ATs. And this is the stamp set. It does have a matching die. And you can purchase them as a bundle. Then we're going to be using our holiday clips. Now this is a really, really cute set because it has a little image for almost every holiday. And what you can do with these is put them on paper clips. And one of these days I will show you how to do that. And then of course my fabulous tag set steel rule die. And I absolutely love, love, love this die. And we're going to need some citrus cooler, satin ribbon, Tangerine Fusion, and black licorice ink. So let me get you guys up in the cheap seats and we can get started. So please bear with me just a moment while I switch my camera around. Now while you're up here in the hanger, unfortunately, I cannot see your comments, so please don't think that I am ignoring you. Hi, Kathy. Thank you for subscribing. So please don't think I'm ignoring you, because I'm not. I just can't see them right now. All of the products that I will be using today can be found on my website, funstampersjourney.com/Jean Bobish. So I hope you will take a romp over there and check things out. We have some fantastic products and you're going to want to see them for yourself, I'm sure. So We're going to start by taking our Tangerine Fusion and creating our base card. And I have this is an A2 card, which means it's 4.25 by 5.5. So I have a piece here that is 4 inches by 5.25, and that's going to fit on here just like that. And look how beautifully those papers match up. This orange matches my Tangerine Fusion beautifully. Now, since I'm not wrapping anything around this piece of paper, or mat, as you could call it, I'm going to go ahead and adhere it on right now. And you always want to make sure your card's in the right orientation. I cannot tell you how many times I have put this on backwards or upside down or cattywonker or whatever. But it's a good habit to get into, always checking that on your card. Now, the next thing we're going to do is I'm going, excuse me, going to take my piece of whipped cream, and I'm going to grab a block, and I'm going to go ahead and stamp my little mummy here. I'm going to ink him up with some black licorice ink. And he's cute as the dickens. And let's put him down here on my paper. Isn't he darling? He's so stinking cute. Now I want to age him and make him look a little old, and, you know, like his wrappings are all old and dirty. Like he's an old mummy. He's not a new mummy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Color Burst pencils, and I'll let you know what color I'm going to use in just a moment. Let me put the lid on here. Got my little cheat sheet here. I'm going to use number 39. So that's in the second tier. Let me show you these. These are the pencils. And if you look on the inside of the lid, and of course it's on the bottom too, it gives you the pencils to use that coordinate with our papers. So what did I say I was going to use? Number 39. Hopefully I have these in order, and of course I don't. Here's number 39. And I'm going to come over, and this is so easy. Anybody can do this. I'm just drawing along all the wrap lines here, just to make them look a little old and dirty, like he's been underground or in his coffin or whatever you want to call it for a while. Let's just kind of come down here and dirty this all up. And that's all I'm doing, is just adding a little bit of color. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. Since it's just dirt, it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm just going to kind of come down this cloth a little bit. Same here. The little rags that are hanging off. And I think he looks cuter this way than just left plain. And I'll add a little bit here where it might be a little bit of a shadow. Same here. Sorry if you can hear that in the background. I have my phone off the hook so that it doesn't ring on me while I'm doing my video. I think I want to, excuse my arm, sharpen my point just a little bit. Don't want to do a lot, but just enough that makes lining these a little bit easier for me. Like I said, this is nothing fancy. I just think it adds to him, makes him look a little cuter. That's all. You don't have to do it if you don't want to. Now, our color pencils are an oil-based colored pencil. They are absolutely fantastic to color with. I love them very, very much. I love using them. And maybe you would like to give them a try also. If you don't have our colored pencils, well, use whatever you have. Just get some color on this guy. Okay, now I'm going to consider him pretty much done. I just want to add some shading on the inside of his leg here. And on the bottom of his feet. And again, like I said, under his arm, I'm going to do a little bit darker. Under his head. Okay, isn't he darling? Now the next thing I'm going to do is take number 42, which is actually, looks like black. And I want to give him some eyes. So I'm just going to do like a half a moon. So it kind of looks like he's peeking out. Like that, peeking out at us through those bandages. So there we go. I think that gives him some eyes. Now he's done. So we can go ahead and cut him out. Get my pencil back in there. We're going to use these again in a minute. So I'm going to grab the coordinating die. Pull this out. Put this back in here. And I'm going to line this up and center it around my image. Way I want it. And then we're going to take some repositionable tape. You don't want to use Scotch tape. It has to be repositionable tape to hold my die in place, and I'm going to run it through my Amaze machine. Line my plates up. Here we go. And pop him out, and isn't he absolutely adorable? Isn't he cute? Okay, we're going to set him aside for a moment. And next I want to do my little pumpkin. So I'm going to put these away because I have a habit of losing things if I don't. So let's put that away. And I'm going to take my piece of citrus cooler and I'm going to grab my holiday clips and I'm going to take my little pumpkin and he is going to get stamped with black licorice. Now I'm also going to take this little piece of Limeade Splash. You're probably going to think I'm nuts, but I like to do this because I love the look that it gives the pumpkins. So I'm going to stamp my entire pumpkin on the orange citrus cooler, and I'm just going to stamp his stem on the Limeade Splash. And then I will cut that portion of the stem out and cut out, glue it to my my little pumpkin. So I'm going to use my detail shears and I'm just going to cut out my pumpkin. And you want to cut out the stem also. Even though we're going to turn it green, you want to cut it out so you have something to glue that green piece too. And you'll see what I mean in just a second. And I'm going to cut all the way around here. Okay, and now we're going to just cut out the stem from the limeade splash paper. That's all we need. And then I will come this way. And I'm cutting right against that black line. It's a little difficult, but there we go. Now that, I'm going to use some of my craft glue. And I'm going to, I got a lot of crud on the tip there. Let's get that off and spread this glue around nice and thin. And place my little stem right on there. Now you gotta admit, he does look a lot cuter with a green stem. I think so anyway. So I'm gonna work it into place. See, I have a little bit here that I don't want. There we go. And doesn't he look adorable? Now we're gonna add a little dimension to him. And I'm going to take my number 14 colored pencil. Let's see, I think it's a darker orange color. And what I'm going to do is just come along and add my segments here. Just kind of give it a little shading there. Oops, I did that one wrong. Just kind of follow the lines. Let me see if I can erase this. Probably not. Let me try this one. Yes, it did erase beautifully. Look at that. And that's good because I didn't want to have to do him over again. So this will go here. Just kind of follow the lines. And it just gives him a little more shape. And then I'm just going to shade it down here along the bottom. Like so. Got a little out of the line there. So I will erase this. And this is just a regular pencil eraser. And it is taking off my mistakes beautifully. So there we go. It's my cute little pumpkin. So the next thing we need is our moon. So for our moon, I'm going to use our Journey circles, which I forgot about and forgot to get out. So we're going to take these, and I'm going to see which size I used. It looks like it was that one. That's correct. And we're going to go ahead and cut this out of our Summer Days paper. Get that back out of the way. Gonna need our die machine again. My well-loved Amaze machine, which I truly, truly adore. And we also have a Platinum, which is the big machine that has the 8.5 by 11 inch platform. And if you have ever considered becoming a Journey coach, now is absolutely the time to do so, because you can sign up for $25. You heard me right. And Once you have met your first qualifying order within 21 days of signing up, you can get the Platinum machine for, I hope you're sitting down, $50. It's a $250 machine, and you can get it for $50. So if you've ever thought about joining, now is a great time. Now what I'm doing is I'm taking some of our Tangerine Fusion ink on my little mini dauber, and I'm wiping some of that color off, and I'm just going to color around the outside of my moon. And I love the effect that this creates. I'm getting as much of that ink off as I can because I don't want a really stark dark color on my moon. And I'm starting off of my paper and working my way onto it. And I'm just going to bring this around till I create this beautiful little orange glow around our moon. Isn't that pretty? Creates such a pretty moon. All right. Now the last thing we need is our tag. Now I had one already cut out, but I thought I would do it again just to show you guys how you cut our steel rule dies in our Amaze machine. So a lot of people think if you buy a steel rule die, you have to cut out the whole thing. That is not true. I am only going to cut out my large tag. So all I'm going to do is just gently tape this here on the die. And I'm going to bring over my machine. Hopefully you can see all of this. You do not use the platform with the steel rule dies. You use a cutting plate, then your steel rule die with your paper and cutting side up, and then you use your plate that you cut into on top. And you just run it through the Amaze machine. And these steel rule dies are the absolute greatest dies on the face of the earth. They cut like butter and create a beautiful, look at how nice and pretty that tag is. And as you can see, I didn't waste paper by placing it on the entire die. I just did it on the area I wanted, and I got my lovely tag. So now I think we're ready to start putting our card together. So I'm going to take a piece of our citrus cooler ribbon, cut a piece off, and I'm going to kind of fold it in half because this is some thick ribbon. And I'm going to feed it from the front to the back and then pull the ends through the loop. Now you have to be really careful and you have to kind of work it a little bit at a time because we don't want to rip that hole. And I wish we had this in a little thinner ribbon, but we don't, so we have to work with what we have. And I'm going to gently pull that. It's still a little loose. So there we go. I think that's pretty good. And now I'm going to trim our ends. And you know me, I like to singe the ends so they don't ravel. Just run it quickly. I mean, it's so quickly that you wouldn't believe it. And now they will not, whoop, well, I didn't get that one real good, did I? Let me trim that again. There we go. And what this does is it basically kind of melts the end of the ribbon, and so it will not fray. That's just something I do. You don't have to do it. It's not necessary. All right, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to place my moon right about here. And I think I'm going to use some liquid glue for that. Just spread a very thin coating. And I'll place this right here on the edge of my tag. Down a little bit, right about there. Then I'm going to add my mummy. And because he has these little areas that are hanging down, and I'm going to also use my liquid glue for that too. And I'm going to place him, whoop, stuck to my finger. I'm going to place him right about here. And I'll press him in place. And if you want, you can place your block on top and it will hold it down for you until you're ready to move on. Now I'm going to pop up my little pumpkin here, and for that I'm going to use our squares, and he probably only needs 2. And I'm going to leave these out because we're going to use them for our sentiment too. Now you see how all my little pieces here are all glued perfectly tightly down onto my tag. Now I'm going to place my little pumpkin down here on the bottom. It's going to slightly cover his little foot. But isn't that adorable? I mean, this would be cute to put on treat bags or anything you wanted. You could write trick or treat, but I thought it was cute to put on the card. So I'm just going to set it here temporarily until I know where I want to put my sentiment. Now, I'm going to use the sentiment that came with my mummy, which is Have a Spooktacular Halloween. And I'm going to take my leftover piece of Summer Days, and I'm going to find my little stamp block, and I'm going to ink this up with our black licorice ink. Like so. And then I'm going to try and trim this nice and straight. Maybe take a little bit off of here. And I have astigmatism, so nothing I do is ever straight. But I try my darndest. Honest, I do. Okay. And that looks pretty good. I'm going to go with it. And then I'm going to add some foam squares onto this. And I think I'm going to put a couple little ones up in these corners because I don't want them to collapse. And I'll stick one down here. I could have been a little neater about how I spaced them, but all right, let me get this out of my way. And I'm going to place this, well, I guess it's going to go on top of my tag. So I want to place my tag, and I'm going to use my tape runner for that. So I'm just going to apply some to the back. Whoops. Got some ribbon fuzz on it there. And just place it like so. A little bit on an angle, I think, is kind of cute. And then I'm going to take my sentiment, and I want it to overlap my tag a little bit. And I'm going to press that in place. And there we have it. Absolutely adorable little Halloween card that would be cute to give to a child. It's not too spooky. It's not too out of the way. Thank you, Karen. Thanks, Kathy. Let me go back up here. Okay, not too many comments, but I appreciate your watching. Like I said, all of these products and so many more can be found on my website, funstampersjourney.com/Jean Bobish. All the ingredients that I use to make this card can be found on my blog. Thank you, Carol. astrokeofgenius.blogspot.com, and I will have all that information, thank you, Joan, in the comments, so you can just link to it and find whatever it is you're looking for. So thank you again for joining me. I really appreciate it. Thank you and welcome to all my new subscribers. Please share with your friends and any other paper crafters you may know. I would greatly appreciate it. Have a great day, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.